Darling, I love you. Please, I love you. Don't leave me, for God's sake. Darling, you can't do this to me. I can't go on. Darling, I love you. For God's sake. Please, don't leave me.
Well, here we are. I'm performing tonight, doing my poetry. Would you like to hear one of them? Okay, here we go. I love meeting people more successful than me. Their lives are so great, while my life is utter shite. And I love you. I love worrying about the size of my penis. The ruler doesn't lie even when I dig it in. And I love you. I love worrying about HIV and STDs and excruciating pain every time I take a pee, and why I'm not that tall, and if I'm going bald, and why the girl I'm stalking doesn't return my calls. And I love you. Not bad, huh? Bit of the Dylan Thomas there. The green fuse that drives the alcoholic to the off-license. The green fuse that drives the unemployed actor into the arms of male prostitution. That is not autobiographical. That is purely coincidental. Male prostitution has never crossed my mind. Never. And it never shall, even though I tend to talk about it every second video that I record. Perhaps it's a Freudian slip. I'm wearing a slip at the moment, actually. Very silky. Very, very silky. Very, very warm to the touch. Like I said, sign up, subscribe, and you get more stuff. More and more revealing elements of yours truly's bod. But only if you subscribe. That's the way things are. Okay, now I did the poem. I've got about another 30 seconds of this shit. Not really what to talk about. The towel's quite hot. I think it suits me, the red. The rest of me, the two glasses, is purely functional. I can't see the bloody camera if I don't have them on. I'm not joking. That's real. Those eyes are literally like that. You see, when I was a child, I had a very lazy eye. So lazy that I can't even be bothered to tell you which one it was. And I was forced to wear an eye patch. I was advised to, but my parents were very, very thrifty, shall we say, and encouraged me just to use folded up toilet paper instead. I walked around, my big thick glasses and my toilet paper, too frightened to look at the sun in case the paper burst into flames. It wasn't a good look, let me tell you. The local sex offender didn't know whether to molest me or take me under his wing as an apprentice. True story. Anyway, that's all from me. Goodbye.
A big black gentleman came up to me and said eloquently, "Mullet run wild, mullet run free in the park. Oh, mullet run wild, mullet run free in the dark. Ha ha ha. Let's hope that when next we meet, you will look as good as me. No time for love, there's no time for play. Only time to stay. Mullet run wild, mullet run free in the dark. Mullet run wild, mullet run free in the dark. Ha ha ha.
Good evening. Welcome to Scottish Nationalist Radio. Now, us Scottish have been colonised by the English since a long bloody time ago. That's a historical fact. They came up here with their poncy bloody Morris dancing and their table manners, and they ruined our country. We used to run free like a stag or a triumph herald. Kilts would be worn at all times, not just at bar mitzvahs. My great uncle had a castle that was made entirely of red hair. But ever since their colonisation, they took away our freedom. And they started making us try to make us, I can't even say it, I'm so bloody angry about it. They started to try to make us fry our food for a lot less. That's right. It's no fair. I mean, in the old days, I had a great uncle, he had acne until he was well into his 90s. Ironically, he died just before the invention of Clearasil, another thing that's invented by one of us, a Scottish man. Anyway, because we are so upset about our colonisation, the Scottish have vowed and kept to their word never to colonise any other country. That is why when you go to a country like America, Canada, Australia or New Zealand, not one single Scotsman or Scots lassie has ever colonised any one of them places. Not one. Never. I mean, my Aunt Agnes spent a few years in Providence, Rhode Island, you know, from the ages of 18 to 72, but it was a sort of extended vacation, as you see over there, right? My second cousin, Jimmy McMinigal, and his family of 15 ended up in Wagga Wagga, right? But it was a small excursion, right? There's only 15 of them. They brought their cousins too. Ended up being half the population, if I'm honest, but it was a temporary thing. It was not colonisation. It was a work do that lasted for 4 generations, okay? Never, not once, have we ever colonised anywhere. Get in touch and let me colonise you, sweetheart.
This is called Requiem for on the Buses.
Have you heard the news today? Stephen Lewis has passed away. I'm gonna miss that thespian giant. And his sweet catchphrase. You made my day, Butler. Butler, you made my day. I hate you, Butler. Get that bus out. Right away. Red Vonnie is also gone to his mum's house in the sky. I'm not so sure about Olive and her husband, the bald-headed, angry guy. And then there's Jack, the blonde playboy, the one the girls all wanted to kiss, but nobody ever really explained why. Seen he looked like Tom Petty with syphilis. You made my day, Butler. Butler, you made my day. I hate you, Butler. Get that bus out. Right away. But it'll all live on forever in the collective unconscious of our minds, and also on YouTube. The giant hive mind of humankind. Yeah, that's pretty deep, yeah.
make my day, Butler. Butler, you make my day. I hate you, Butler. Get up my side. From Boreham Wood to number 77 to Elstree. Get it out. That's where the old series was filmed. Up there. I used to live up there. So does Stanley Kubrick, the inventor of the cube. Right away. Oh, and I've shit myself. Here I am, snuggled up in bed as usual, feeling groovy. As people from the 1960s would say, that was an incredible decade. There were many, many, many great artists and behemoths of the entertainment industry that came about in that particular decade, such as Hank Marvin. Hank Marvin was a baker, born of an illegitimate calf of Languedoc procession. He also played guitar for the Shadows and the Stranglers and the Strumpets and the Strombolis, all major pizza producers in the lower Loire Valley. Now, I'm not really sure. I've just been reading about Molière a little bit. This French chap who was called Lenez. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce French. Does anybody? Even the French struggle, if we're honest. If we're honest, which is probably a French word, knowing their type. Molière. Now, Molière sounds very similar to Baudelaire or Godelaire, Gondolier. He was basically an oarsman of some type. He used a lot of oratory. Used the oar to paddle, give a good paddling to members of the aristocracy. Managed to worm himself into Louis XIV. Don't get me wrong, I love the French, but how many fucking Louis do we need? 16? Think of a different name, for Christ's sake. Louis. It's déclassé enough as it is. Louis. Hey, Billy. Hey, King Billy. King Billy. King Billy. No surrender. Anyway, what kind of name is Louis? Danny DeVito, the immortal absolute monarch. Come on, get your shit together, France. France. Spell your bloody country's name right as well. King Louis. Louis. Yeah, it's Louis the First. Yes, well, the second one. That's okay. Let's go for Louis the Second. Okay, third. Just do it. Yes, Louis. Why not? Pourquoi pas? Huh? Louis the Fourth? Well, that's pushing it. A bit of variety would be nice. Yes? Louis V, okay. Well, we're stuck in a rut. Let's just keep it going, I guess. Maybe if we get to 10, we'll think of something different. Louis VI, yes. Louis VII, wheat, yes. Neuf. Louis Neuf. Hey, Louis Neuf, how you doing? Louis X. Louis Onze, that's it. Onze, deux, treize, 14, 16, 14, 15, 16, and then whoosh. That's why they killed him. They're sick of the fucking name. That was it. Would you like the same poxy bloody name telling you what to do? I wouldn't. Well, that's my take on the French Revolution.
Our honeymoon came much too soon. Now I realize made a mistake, but it's too late. I booked us 2 weeks in Dubai, kissed you on the beach. They arrested me. What a predicament. And what a bunch of uptight anal cunts. Even worse than we can't kiss. I'm unable to get pissed. Man, I just don't understand. No. Why we didn't go to Amsterdam. There's all the drugs for me, and for you there's Anne Frank. Even worse rest and we can't kiss. I'm unable to get pissed. Man, I just don't understand why we didn't go to Cheltenham or Birmingham or Debenhams or even Vietnam during the Indo-Chinese War, I think. Thank you. Unless, of course, somebody from Qatar or the United Arab Emirates wants to sponsor me, then, like most major media companies, I will say whatever you want me to say. Anything, I don't mind. Anything you want whatsoever, as long as it involves large amounts of cash being transferred into my bank account.
Well, here we are. The day after Prince Harold married his dusky maiden in Windsor, Ontario, I feel. Good man. He did the best possible course of action to avoid the inevitable consequences of having copper-haired offspring. Watch your DNA, my man. It could happen. You never know. The very famous member of the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X, was a ginger. So was Vincent van Gogh, and so was Vivaldi. All wonderful contributors to world culture. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be a carrot top. Just something to be avoided. Not that I have anything against people with a certain orangey hue of follicle on the bonds, but let's face it, they don't tan, they stroke. Now, in some ways I could call myself a redhead as well, because I wear this towel, and it seems to be slipping and sliding in various parts of something or other, I don't know. It's not retaining its body. It's not retaining its oomph. Yeah, I want to go for that full 1950s housewife look with the curlers and all that. That's what I do as a special sort of little activity on the side. I have a webcam set up, and I parade around my room dressed as Enid Sharples. Or Una Sharples, like I don't know, Una Stubbs. One of those. It's an amalgamation of all of those icons before sexual intercourse was invented, according to Philip Larkin. Now I shall let you get back to your adoration of the monarch, as I will. Well done, Harry. Give her a good ploughing for me, will you? Get those ginger pubes going up and down like there's no tomorrow, like a pneumatic drill of a carrot. Do it, my friend, do it! For Queen and country!